What if I told you that right now there's a younger woman in your life who's trying to tell you she wants you? And what if I also told you that you're probably missing all the signs? Don't worry, my friend. By the time we're done here, you'll never miss these signals again. Picture this. You're out there, living your life, crossing paths with vibrant younger women. They're giving you signs, but you're walking right past them, oblivious. It's like you're wearing blinders, my friend. Those subtle glances, those accidental touches, they're all speaking a language you haven't learned yet. Here's the hard truth. You're missing out. Those potentially fulfilling connections, they're slipping through your fingers. But don't lose heart. You're about to see the world through new eyes. Those everyday interactions, they're about to become a lot more interesting. The worst part is that you might feel you're not liked enough. But actually, you're liked. You just haven't noticed. It's time to tune into a frequency you've been missing all along. You know that feeling when someone's interested, but you can't quite put your finger on why? There's a reason for that. Younger women are speaking to you in a language you haven't learned to interpret. It's time to become fluent in the art of unspoken desire. Listen up, because this is where things get interesting. You see, while you've been focusing on words, you've been missing out on a whole other conversation happening right in front of you. It's a silent symphony of gestures, glances, and subtle movements that can tell you more about her interest than any words ever could. Think about it. How many times have you walked away from an interaction, feeling a spark, but not knowing why? Well, my friend, your body might be picking up on signals your mind hasn't caught yet. It's time to tune into that frequency you've been missing. Now, I'm not talking about mind reading here. This is about understanding the subtle body language cues that younger women use to communicate their interest. And let me tell you, once you know what to look for, it's like seeing the world in color for the first time. I have a lot more in store for you. Hit subscribe so you won't miss them. Let's start with something simple, her lips. When a younger woman is captivated by you, she might slightly part her lips while you're talking. It's a subconscious sign of attraction, and it's happening right under your nose. But that's just the beginning. Ever noticed where her feet are pointing? It might seem insignificant, but when her feet are turned towards you, it's like a subconscious invitation. It's her body saying, "Hey, I'm interested in you," even if her words aren't. And here's something you might not have considered, her neck. When a younger woman feels comfortable and attracted to you, she might expose her neck by tilting her head. It's a vulnerable position, and it's a powerful sign that she feels safe with you, but perhaps the most interesting sign is mirroring. Have you ever noticed a woman subtly mimicking your body language or speech patterns? That's not coincidence, my friend. It's her subconscious way of trying to create a deeper connection with you. Now, I know what you're thinking. These signs could mean anything, and you're right. Any one of these signs on its own might not mean much. But when you start seeing combinations of these subtle cues, that's when things get interesting. It's like a puzzle, and once you know how to put the pieces together, you'll see a clear picture of her interest. Understanding these nonverbal cues isn't just about spotting interest. It's about building your confidence. When you can read these signs, you'll approach interactions with younger women with a new level of assurance. You'll know when she's interested, and you'll be able to respond accordingly. But here's the thing. We're just scratching the surface. There are more subtle signs that most men miss completely. Signs that, once you know them, will change the way you interact with younger women forever. You've learned to read the body, but what about the words? Think about it. How many times has a younger woman asked for your advice or laughed at your jokes? These aren't just casual interactions. They're invitations, and most men completely miss them. It's time to open your ears to the unspoken language of attraction. Now, let's talk about conversations. You might think you're just chatting, but there's often a deeper current running beneath the surface. When a younger woman initiates conversations with you, especially if it's happening more frequently, pay attention. She's not just killing time, she's creating opportunities to connect with you. Consider this. Why would she seek out your advice or opinion? It's not just about getting information. When a younger woman asks for your take on something, she's showing that she values your experience. She's looking up to you, respecting your perspective. That's a powerful sign of interest, my friend. But it's not all serious talk. Humor plays a big role here. If she's telling jokes and looking to you for reactions, she's doing more than trying to make you laugh. She's seeking a connection, trying to create a bond through shared laughter. It's her way of saying, hey, we're on the same wavelength. Now here's something that might surprise you. When a younger woman acknowledges the age gap between you, it's often a positive sign. You might think she's pointing out a problem, but in reality, she's telling you that it doesn't bother her. She's opening the door, showing you that she's interested despite, or maybe even because of, your age difference. Remember, these conversations aren't just exchanges of words. They're exchanges of energy, of interest, of potential. Every time she engages you in conversation, she's reaching out, creating a bridge between you. It's up to you to recognize it and cross it. But here's the thing. It's not just about what she says, it's about how often she says it. If you find a younger woman frequently engaging you in conversation, more so than others around you, take note. She's making an effort to be in your orbit, to catch your attention. That's not something to be taken lightly. When she asks for your advice, it's more than just seeking information. It's a gesture of respect, a way of showing that she values your insights. She's telling you in her own way that she feels secure in your experience. And let me tell you, that kind of respect can be incredibly attractive. And let's not forget about laughter. When she uses humor and looks for your reaction, she's doing more than just trying to be funny. She's creating a bond, making your conversations more enjoyable, more meaningful. She's investing in your connection, one laugh at a time. But here's where it gets really interesting. When you see a combination of these signs, the frequent conversations, the seeking of advice, the shared laughter, that's when you know something special is happening. It's like a puzzle, and each of these elements is a piece. When they all come together, they paint a clear picture of her interest. While these verbal cues are crucial, they're just the tip of the iceberg. What if I told you that her body is speaking volumes, even when she's silent? There's a hidden language of attraction that's been right under your nose, literally. You see, attraction isn't just about words and gestures. It's a full sensory experience, and younger women are masters at using every tool at their disposal to signal their interest. It's time to tune into these subtle signals that most men completely overlook. Let's start with something you might not have considered. Color. Have you ever noticed a younger woman wearing red when she's around you? It's not just a fashion choice. Red is deeply associated with attraction and sexuality. It's a color that captures attention, ingrained in our cultural perceptions of romance. But here's the thing, it's not always as obvious as a red dress. Sometimes it's as subtle as a swipe of red lipstick or a flash of red nail polish. These small touches of color are like little flags waving for your attention. Most men walk right past them, but now you'll know better. Now, let's talk about something even more subtle. Scent. When a younger woman is interested in you, she might choose a perfume that's sweet and sexy. It's her way of creating a positive impression before you even start talking. And let me tell you, it's powerful stuff. You see, our sense of smell is closely linked to our emotions and memories. When you catch a whiff of that pleasant scent, it's not just your nose that's responding. It's triggering positive associations and feelings. It's like she's planting little seeds of attraction, one scent molecule at a time. But it's not just about what she wears or how she smells. It's also about how she carries herself. Confidence is key, my friend. When a younger woman is interested in an older man like yourself, she'll often project confidence through her body language. Watch for the way she walks, with her shoulders back and head held high. Notice how she makes eye contact, holding your gaze just a moment longer than necessary. These aren't random behaviors. They're subtle signals of her interest, her way of enhancing her appeal to you. Now here's where it gets really interesting. It's not about looking for one specific sign. It's about recognizing patterns. That red lipstick combined with the sweet perfume and confident stride, that's not a coincidence. It's a symphony of attraction played out right before your eyes. But remember, context is key. A woman wearing red or smelling nice doesn't automatically mean she's interested. It's about noticing these things as part of a broader pattern of behavior. It's about tuning into the frequency of attraction that's been playing all along. You're not just observing anymore. You're interpreting a language of attraction that's been there all along. It's like suddenly being able to read a code that was previously invisible to you. And let me tell you, it's going to change the way you interact with younger women. Well, now, my friend, you're seeing the world through new eyes. Those subtle glances, those accidental touches, they're not just random occurrences. They're invitations, speaking a language you finally learned to understand. Think about how this changes everything. You're not just hoping anymore. You're knowing. That confidence, it's going to radiate from you, making you even more attractive to those younger women you've been missing out on. But here's the real question. What are you going to do with this new knowledge? You see, recognizing these signs isn't just about feeling good. It's about transforming your everyday interactions into opportunities for real connection. It's about shifting from uncertainty to empowerment in your romantic pursuits. So, what's your next move? The ball's in your court now, and the game's about to get a whole lot more interesting. Don't forget to hit the like button to show some love.